taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Dr. Chad on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream for Friday, March 4th. S&P futures, big bounce after NFP, up 100 points, but still down 146. NASDAQ down 530, Russell up 78, Dow down 11, over 1100. Russell, the weakest, down 4%. S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow all down a little under 3%. Notes and bonds up again. 10-year yield sliding again, down another 3 1/3%, under $4, sitting at 3.19. Big move in yields. Oil, big move, down almost 8%. Natural gas down, just kind of an average move for natty gas, but down over 6.5%. The grains are all pretty red. Wheat and soybeans down almost 2%, corn down almost 1%. Euro and the pound red. Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin's up 1%. VIX touched 45, currently at 37.4. Yowzers. Gonna be another fun day, kids. Another fun day in the sun. Looks like we got a expected move in SPX of 104. You don't see the 3-digit expected move in SPX for one day too often. So what I've got on my board here today, instead of kind of the normal stocks, is I've just got S&P, I've got SPY, QQQ, and IWM, 5-minute charts, and VIX. And then on the bottom row, I have the same thing, SPY, QQQ, IWM, and VIX on a 15-minute chart. Just to, I mean, the major markets are going to be kind of my focus. And then I've on my other monitor, I've got 3 other boards of kind of the normal stocks that I look at, all the big boys, and then some other random ones. Definitely will be still looking to take intraday trades in stocks, you know, based on relative strength and key levels, everything I always do. But just kind of the main focus will really be watching the indices and kind of how they're moving. Good morning, Ken. Opening bell in 20 seconds. I posted in the positions and updates. I mean, with all of this downside, the options are so juiced, and there's going to be, you know, they're going to hold some serious uncertainty throughout the weekend. So I am gonna trade some calendars. I'm gonna wait till power hour. My normally scheduled bots I've turned off, but I'm gonna enter some calendars because I think they're just gonna be so overjuiced. But we'll tune into the power hour live stream and I'll talk more about that. All right, S&P expected move 101.2. That marked on my charts. Is Ken the only one awake this morning? Oh, there's a Bosch. Good morning. NDX expected move 246.2. All right, so we had the NFP jobs report this morning, as I mentioned. Indices bounced. We'd have to make a significant move higher just to get back to yesterday's lows. In SPX, that would be another 130 points from where we're at right now, after the 100-point bounce we saw this morning. As far as individual stocks go, also I'm going to be. I don't think I'm going to be taking any mighty 90s today. It's just a little bit too unpredictable. If I do, it'd be with tiny size. GME, the only green stock on my board. It's up almost 1%. Everything else is red. Reddest of the red is BABA, down 8%. PDD and Baidu also getting hit. So the Chinese stocks taking a beating this morning. As far as the big boys go, looks like Tesla is down the most, down 4%. Oh, Amazon's down 5%. Google is Coinbase is down 5%. Google is down less than 1%. Google is almost up to yesterday's lows. Well, Verizon and Kroger just went green again. They've been holding up pretty well. Costco's down 1%. Frisch's gold is down almost 4%. Morning, Krish. I'm gonna do a little midday check-in live stream today as well. Noon Central. I'll post it, but we'll plan on just doing a quick little noon live stream. So pretty choppy so far. Little choppiness. I was gonna look at. I just wanted to price out a my normal Friday 6-7 put calendar. See what those look like. Now this will be the first one, Abosh. We have not done any of those yet. All right, so if I look at the 5250, see what these puppies are priced at. They're usually around like 3, depending on scheduled events, kind of $3 to $5. They're trading at about 7.5 to 8. See what kind of range. And get about 100-point range between midpoint and the break evens. Not the expected move. Usually get a little bit more than the expected move. I think I'll pass. I'm gonna I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna mark it. I could probably get filled at let's just say 750. So I'm just gonna watch it today, see how it acts. All right, I got the indices coming down a bit. Also, it's not going to be a Zoom. We have figured out a way, thanks to Lando, figured out a way to, I think we're going to be able to go back to doing our live streams on Discord. There was the issue when we originally switched over to Zoom was because there was a 50-person limit for live streams on the Discord stream. So Meech started crying. He got locked out a couple times, so we had to switch over to Zoom. Coinbase going through pre-market lows. So, but we found a workaround. So yeah, I think we're going to be switching our streams back to Discord. It's a I think everybody was kind of disappointed when we had to switch to Zoom. I think it's a little bit cooler experience. I got a soundboard, I can make weird noises when things happen. That's the biggest reason we want to go back. All right. So we got coin coming down through pre-market lows. What's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin was up. Bitcoin is still slightly green. It's up about 1/3%, was up about 1% at the bell. MSTR is going not quite as weak as coin. Coin's down 7.5%. MSTR is only down 2.5%. Coin looks like it has the possibility of a volume bar. Got about a minute. Looks like SMCI went through pre-market lows, also has a volume bar. Trading 7 DTE today. If I find something that I have a pretty high perception of a quick move, I may do a 0 DTE or two, but for the most part, we'll be trading 7 DTE. We got a bounce in Apple, bounce in Amazon. SMCI had that volume bar, no bounce. Just straight continuation lower. Same with coin didn't quite make it. I was trading 0 DTE SPY yesterday, did well. You just, you got to catch those really quick movers. So, and I was in and out pretty quickly. But yeah, if I see the right thing, I'll do 0 DTE. GME was green, now red. Kroger's at 1%. Not really sure why I have Kroger on my list because the options are garbage. But Verizon is also on my list for some reason, and the options are also kind of garbage. Too wide. Everything's still coming down. Down, down, down. Tesla went up and almost tagged its yesterday's low. Dropped. I'm going to be patient today, my friends. I'm not really interested in jumping anything too quick. I kind of think we'll see a bounce today. I mean, after that huge sell-off yesterday, huge gap down today. I mean, I'm not blindly buying here. I'm not catching the falling knife by any means, but I think we'll continue to see these big swings in both directions. Looking at different levels, I'm on ES. Let me put this up here. So yesterday or today, we flushed through that where we had that big bounce, that kind of 50. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Right around 5,400, flushed through that, no problem. Last night, today. Next kind of big pivot area where we bounced is about that 51. What is that? 51.20, 51.15, 51.20 level. Looking at ES here. 51.20, yeah. And then the next big one below that was these April 19th. It's 49.63, so below 5,000. So those are just a few things I have marked on my on my daily ES chart. And the reason I do is just from a standpoint of liquidity sweep. A lot of times the market loves to sweep previous lows and before it bounces, kind of grab some of that liquidity of stops that are setting there before it makes a move. So S&P, NASDAQ still both going down. Amazon bouncing. Amazon holding up well on this move down. Really well. Microsoft is just kind of sideways. So if the market starts to bottom, I'd be looking at Microsoft and Amazon first. Google, I guess, too, is still within its first 5-minute range. Apple pushed up, dipped. I just don't like how Apple's been trading compared to the indices. All right, starting to see a little bounce. A little bounce in the indices, and yeah, Amazon staying strong. Big bounce in Microsoft. Meta. Yeah, I guess Meta. I guess several of these had held up well compared to the indices. Whew. Meta went from 740 to 500. NVIDIA is not looking good. It is looking weak. As far as the different sectors go, cryptos are green. Metals are red. I mean, everything else is red. Chinese stocks are the weakest. Energy, as far as the sector, is the weakest. Financials weak. Semiconductors, SMH is down another 5%. VXX is green. Big bounce in Microsoft. Microsoft approaching yesterday's lows. Goog approaching yesterday's lows. Nice bounce in Amazon. Yeah, I was talking in Power Hour yesterday about VXX, and I ended up putting on a small vertical risk reversal as kind of a starter. I obviously wish I would have waited now. We got much better pricing today. My other one, I may have to bail on. See what happens today. I'm not going to do anything this morning. Microsoft's still pushing. Really nice relative strength with Microsoft and Amazon versus the indices. Microsoft down less than 1%. Google down less than 1%. On that flush, we had a couple little volume pops. Some of the chips, AMD, MU, Tesla even had a little bit higher volume, but I'm not interested in taking those personally. MSTR just tried to go green. SMCI had that volume bar. It's finally starting to bounce a little bit. I'll be back in just a minute. Apple up to highs. Microsoft, Amazon still strong. Google trying to break above yesterday's lows. Pretty decent pop in some of these stocks for the tiny bounce in the indices. VIX hit 45 this morning. Pre-market's back down to 37. Bitcoin kind of looks like it may want to bounce today. It's up 1%. The $3 strikes in SPX are at the 6 delta on the call side. And the 5 delta on the put side. Got some consolidation, Chad. You ready? So we've got 50, 30, and 400 wide. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I like the longs in those. Or Microsoft. Just gonna wait. I've just really liked my trading later in the day over the last few months. Just waiting to see kind of how things move before jumping in. I've been tracking my time of entry, and I've definitely done better on later trades. So I'm trying to put a little bit more emphasis on that, which is part of the reason I want to potentially start doing a little bit of a later kind of a check-in live stream, because I think it would be more beneficial. Nvidia's a little pop getting hit back down. Same with Tesla. Indices, same thing, kind of pops getting popped. Netflix at lows. Are the tariffs really going to affect Netflix? Come on. Can't Netflix and chill because the tariffs going on? Microsoft holding above yesterday's low. Indices just kind of holding sideways too. Amazon looks strong. Goog. Microsoft kind of filled its gap. Amazon looks like it's trying to. Yeah, man, every time the indices uptick, these three pop. Amazon, Google, Microsoft. Google going green, baby. Going green. Nvidia, Tesla, Coinbase still weak. All the chips pretty weak. MU, AMD, lows. GME's popping to yesterday. GME's up 3%. Time to short squeeze GME again? 2021 all over again? Looks strong. Ooh, Microsoft almost green. Yeah, MSTR, I was looking at that one too. Wouldn't mind getting. Yeah, nice bounce out of MSTR. Bitcoin up almost 2%. Microsoft almost green. All right, what I want, what I'd like to see is the indices to kind of roll over and then see who's still strong. Or the other way to look at it is indices just bounced, and who's the weakest? If you want to get short, Nvidia, Tesla, any of the chips really, MU. Google chopping around unchanged. I think Tesla's going down here. So little uptick in the indices, and these three pop Little downtick in the indices, and Tesla really comes down. Look at that little uptick in the indices. Look at Microsoft and Amazon. Now I got Apple rolling over a little bit. Goog couldn't stay green. Microsoft read it unchanged. Costco is still down a little less than 1%, but chopping at its highs. GameStop. GameStop stock pop up 4.5%. Microsoft green above pre-market highs. Indices just kind of chopping mid-range. Google couldn't hold. Tesla wants Tesla wants to go down. Anybody else in anything? Chad, are you in anything? Hood and SMCI. Let's see, where's my SMCI board? Oh yeah. Oh, that's Hood's a nice one. Right at pre-market lows. I like that. I wasn't looking at that one. Same with SMCI. I like SMCI too. MU is so weak. MU is barely bounced. MSTR coming back in the red. Yeah, I was watching MU to see if it was going to get back up to pre-market lows, but it's so weak it couldn't even get up there when some of the other chips bounced a little bit. Meta coming down. Nvidia weak. Bitcoin, little pullback after pushing through highs of day. Oh yeah, Jay Powell, what time's he start talking? 10:25 Central, I believe. Jay Powell, 10:25 Central, 11:25 Eastern. Also got a couple of other Fed speakers. Waller has a orange folder, so medium impact. That's at 11:45 Central. I would think the market's going to move around Jay Powell. I would think the market's looking for excuses to move. Okay, here comes a little downside. We got, Netflix flushing lows, MSTR back in the red, MU through lows. Oh, there you go. Lando Hood through lows. SMCI coming down. PLTR through lows. Microsoft back in the red. All right, so I'm watching Microsoft for a bounce. It's right at pre-market lows or pre-market highs. See what it does compared to the indices if we flush here. Coin is down big with Bitcoin up 8.5%. I'm looking to see if the indices start to bounce. I want to see if Microsoft stays strong for long. It's one of the strongest on the board. It's sitting right at, I would use pre-market highs. This green line is my level. It's dipping a little bit below it right now. I probably should have taken a short. And I was looking at Tesla. I liked kind of that toppy, wicky look as it bounced to that area in Tesla and it was staying weak, but didn't do it. I just kind of told myself I was going to be patient this morning. S&P and NASDAQ approaching lows of day. Ooh, there's another little push and hood, Lando. Boeing through lows, through pre-market lows. Yeah, that SMCI and hood, both good trades. I like both of those. MSTR in the red. Bitcoin is only up 1% now. Yeah, I missed short opportunities here. For sure. Amazon's holding up really well still. I don't really have a key level to manage around on Amazon, but it's holding up better than Microsoft a little bit. Yep, Tesla heading for pre-market lows. So is Nvidia. MU just bleeding down 11%. This is a bloodbath, ladies and gentlemen. S&P down 3.5%, Russell down 5%. 20 wide. Now it's 400. SPX approaching expected move lows. I have it marked at and we got about 9 points to go. Goog got rejected going green. Microsoft got rejected going green. Amazon is acting like it still wants to go green. It's just waiting for the market to bounce. VIX is bouncing a little bit on this down move, but not too much. If I trade Amazon, Microsoft's starting to bounce a little bit too. I was going to say, if I trade Amazon today on the 7 DTE, I'd be going a little bit out of the money. I'd do the 180 calls right now. Got 7 DTE. So time decay isn't going to be too big of a factor. I'm going to be taking quick profits today as well. I'm not trying to hold anything all day for a runner. Everything's still moving down. S&P approaching its lower expected move already. Down 100 since the open. Don't say that too often. ES futures not quite down to pre-market lows. We hit 52.10 right before the jobs, or I guess it like an hour before the jobs report, but we're heading that way. ES at 52.26, 15 points away from pre-market lows. Lando, still holding any? Hold on. Hold on, buddy. Don't get out yet. Actually, I would probably be trimming quite a bit with S&P down to its expected move low. NASDAQ is almost there. Tesla through pre-market lows or ticked right at it. Nvidia through pre-market lows. Amazon is staying strong. I'm looking at the 180 calls in Amazon. I want to see it. I just want to see the indices stabilize a little bit. want to see Amazon pop above that previous bar, and then I'll just be using the previous bar as my line in the sand. So if we go back below it, Microsoft trying to pop back above pre-market highs. So Microsoft or Amazon, I like both. All right, Amazon 180 calls. Build at 399. Now, if the market's flush, Amazon's probably going with it, but we get any kind of a little bounce here off the expected move area. S&P looks like it wants to bounce. NASDAQ is right there too. If we get any kind of bounce here, I would think Amazon gives us a nice pop. Tell you what, those Costco calls paid fast yesterday. When that thing moved up, it's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen calls pay that quickly. I'm going to put my first profit target right up there at yesterday's lows. So let's go with, let's see what 475 looks like. Yeah, 475 is my first profit target in Amazon. Look at that tiny jump in the indices and Amazon back up to highs of day. Push it. Push, push, push. Microsoft popping as well. Tesla getting a little bounce after it flushed pre-market lows. So is Nvidia. Let's get a big boy bounce. Big boy. Amazon popped through highs of day. We need one more little push. Close the gap. Amazon close the gap. Profit target's at 475. They're trading about 455, 450-ish. Come on. A little more. Microsoft trying to go green again. Even little MU trying to bounce. Look at you, little guy. Good job. Come on, Amazon, push it. Need about 15 more cents out of you on the options. Oh, Microsoft is moving too. But yeah, Amazon a little bit better strength. Every once in a while, I pick the right horse, Dark Avenger. You know, every once in a while. Trading at 470. Come on. One more little push. Don't you stall out on me now. It did get up to yesterday's low. bring that order down to 465. Try to get out of half here. Filled at 465 to close half. Tesla, little bounce, getting hammered back down. I'm gonna get out of some more Amazon here. I'm gonna get out of another quarter at filled at 448. Should have taken more off than half. So I got a quarter left. See if it's got any more in the tank or if this market's gonna roll back over. Yeah, selling that Tesla bounce, not a bad idea. We're right at pre-market lows. Lando, you still holding, or do you get scared out? I don't blame you. Microsoft rejected, going green again. Yeah, Amazon getting rejected at yesterday's lows. Pretty good. Everything coming down. I don't want to give too much back in Amazon. But I don't want to get shook out on any kind of little movement either. Ah, the trader's dilemma never ends. All right, I'm going to get out of Amazon here. Build at 385. $835 winner. MSTR couldn't stay green. Bitcoin is still up 1%. MU back at lows. AMD at lows. NVIDIA at lows. Chips are just getting hammered. Hammered. Apple lower. Amazon and Microsoft still staying strong. The options, they just move so fast in this environment. So I'm good with just taking quick profits when they come. Can always get back in. Tesla bleeding. Good trade, Watson. Boeing bleeding. Coin bleeding. Hood bleeding. Everything bleeding. Except for Amazon. Microsoft. They want to go higher. They're just being held back. Alexa just thought I was talking to her. GME rolled over. Is there anything green still? Yeah, GME is still green and Kroger. Costco's just kind of chopping. There goes Tesla. There she blows. Ugly, ugly, ugly. S&P is still just kind of chopping right at its expected move. NASDAQ is still not quite down to it where I have it marked. Oh, Tesla. What could have been between you and I? I was looking at it getting wicky right there. I was considering a short, but considering doesn't get you paid in this game, does it, Ken? Boy, getting dirty. Getting dirty now. S&P down 4%. We gonna have a circuit breaker today? Woo! Woo, baby. Ooh, that's nasty. I mean, think about how thankful you guys should be. You're not just the person who schleps money into their 401k plan and doesn't know how to, make money on both sides. Don't you feel grateful about that? I do. Talk to your non-trader friends. They're just in despair right now. Yeah, S&P 7% is a circuit breaker. So we got a ways. We got a little ways. All right, starting to see a little bouncy. So ES, ES still not quite down to its pre-market lows. 52.10. We're at 52.20. NQ is not down to its pre-market lows either. Russell is not quite there either. So I think we're going to flush them for sure, if not more. Coin down 10.5%. Tesla down 9%. Woo, big move in oil. Oil's down 9%. Holy moly. Microsoft not holding. Amazon still not quite down to that last little down peak. Man, oil went from $72 a barrel 3 days ago to 61. Wow, we haven't seen this low in oil and last time we saw this price in oil was back in 2021. Don't be anxious to jump in here and buy stuff yet, kids. This is a shift in macroeconomic structure we're seeing here. S&P futures through pre-market lows. NASDAQ, not quite there. Watson, still holding some Tesla? Or did you paper hand it? VIX back above 40. Watson? Come in, Watson. Man, Amazon's still holding up pretty good. Back to the bottom of that little consolidation, but let's see where it goes. Just bleeding. My heart's a bleeding. JP doesn't have any power, Anil. He just reacts. He reacts to market moves. DJT, he doesn't, he's not a reactor. He's more of a initiator. VIX over 41. Russell is down almost 6%. Russell's through pre-market lows, so NASDAQ is the only one that's not quite yet. Dow isn't either, but I don't really care about the Dow. Watson, still have your Tesla puts? Oh, paper handed it, huh? I'm just messing with you. Good trade. Why do you keep selling your Tesla put so early? You could be at 500% by now on your original ones. Listen, all of us traders need a therapist on call at all times. Still watching Amazon. It's still holding up really nicely. What else is holding up? Costco's just kind of chopping. I haven't seen any movement in Costco that would make me want to get interested in that yet today. All right, I'm gonna wrap up this stream. If you weren't on here, like I said earlier, I'm gonna do a little midday check-in stream at noon Central. I'll post that here in the chat, but so if you can attend, hopefully we have some more to talk about. That'll be after JP. Actually, you know what? He's in about an hour. No, he's in about 45 minutes. I'll post. I think maybe we'll jump on like a little after JP starts talking. Maybe we'll see some action. All right. Otherwise, have a good day, everyone. I'll post the exact details here in a few minutes. Cheers.